Spencer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I went to look up the trailer, right? Because when I saw this on Netflix, I knew it was coming to Netflix. I didn't bother to watch the trailer. I just watched it. So I was genuinely surprised when they start doing the sacrifices as well, right? Because it just gets the shit hits the fan in a like you're really caught off guard. But watching the trailer, they totally ruin the entire movie. They give away like everything. Like, why would you give away the whole ritual? They straight up show when she kills what's his name?
Samuel.
Yeah, Sam.
I feel like, and I have a theory for that. Way the new generation wants it marketed. They want all of that now.
They want to know
the trailer. Yeah, especially because it's a Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like those fools want to watch the whole movie from just the trailer.
Yeah, if you freeze frame, they even go through all the beats of him, like
killing everybody.
Yeah, of him fighting the entire cult. Each scenario is in the trailer, as it's like, oh well, you know, I'm glad I didn't this wasn't ruined for me.
Yeah, that's pretty whack, dude. I don't like when movies do that, but
have you guys?
I mean, for me, I'd never seen it. For me, I'd still watch it.
Have you guys seen McGee's other stuff? Are you aware of what?
No, I was going to ask you about that.
Supernatural?
Did he did Supernatural episodes?
He did a lot, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He did also Terminator Salvation, which a lot of people don't like, but I think it's okay.
Yeah.
And the old school Drew Barrymore Charlie's Angels 1 and 2.
Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that.
So I feel like you can get in a kind of feel for his aesthetic, very flashy.
You know what? That's where I remember his name from the Charlie's Angels. Like, now that you say that.
Yeah, McG. What a strange stage name.
You're right.
So simple. It's like
that's what I used to call my buds, the McGs.
Let's talk about some of the misses in the film. Stuff that there's a couple things that bother me in it. And I get that they're trying to do like the exploitive thing, but the whole like the exaggerated makeout scene during the spin the bottle, it was like really out of place. With if you watch the first quarter of the film, they really have like a good like the steam, like it's really picking up. You got great chemistry between the kid and the babysitter, right? And then they do the spin the bottle thing, and these other characters come in, and it kind of just like turns everything on its head.
And I was it off a little bit.
Yeah, I was on board until they do the whole Bella Thorne thing, and it's like I feel like they're just doing that because it's Bella Thorne, and it's just like, damn, this is really like machismo, like fucking almost cliche to me that they would put this in here, you know?
I feel like it was kind of done on purpose, and the reason being is because it's a callback to the 80s films where making out and having sex as teenagers was like, you do that and then you die. You know what I'm saying? You can't be doing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I feel like they exaggerated it because this film almost like it was going to be cheeky in all aspects, so they were going to exaggerate the sex in it. But I do get it, especially because after she kissed Bella Thorne, she just licked that fool's face, and that was it, you know.
I was like, oh, this smells good.
Yeah, it was kind of the lure, you know, like they brought you in that way.
But because like if you watch that scene, it seems like it goes on forever. Like I don't mind. It's not that I minded.
It does, yeah.
That they do that, but it's just like why for so long? It just kind of felt like jarring that. Like in the editing process, it's just like, damn, you didn't think that this was overly uncomfortable a little bit? Like, as far as like, what's the point of this being in here, you know, rather than trying to get guys' attention? It just seems so silly to me, you know, not to be rain on anybody's parade. But
no, I get it, especially because I felt like it's a Netflix original, so they felt like, we're just gonna do whatever.
Because it's not rated. Then that's why I guess they can.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
This is a Netflix and chill movie, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Oh, and then also
Are
the
you still watching?
the Bella Thorne's character, although I understand like each of the cult members are a stereotype, a horror stereotype. You got the jock, the cheerleader that's dumb, the goth who is the you know.
Oh, you're the goth. I like that formula. I thought that played out really well too. You didn't like that? You didn't agree with that?
No. I'm not saying I didn't like that, but I was gonna say I didn't like. I feel like the cheerleader, Bella Thorne's acting was just kind of like meh to me. You know?
Yeah.
Was it over the top for you?
No, because I feel like this movie was trying to be over the top. Maybe I just don't care for Bella Thorne, and that's like I have a gripe with just her. But in this, it just
It was pretty good in that scene
bro.
where trying to kill Cole when she's knocked out. She was pretty good right there, dude. Honestly,
I don't know. She just she didn't do it for me personally.
I felt like her character was very meta, and like they made her that stupid airhead. Especially because towards the end of the film, when she gets shot in the boob, Cole asks her like, "Well, what do you want to do in life?" And she's like, "I want to be a journalist." And he's like, "I'm pretty sure with your good looks and like all that stuff, you can still live a good life. You don't need another boobie." But I just thought it was kind of like he was saying like, women like you that have good looks, you don't have to worry about much. And it was kind of like being self-aware. I don't know. I felt like I don't really know her all that much for what she's done, but that character was kind of ditzy and like she's like,
I think they made her so you didn't like her. Like that's what they went for.
Allison, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have like a movie in this kind of fashion without a cringy scene like the make out one. I think personally. Without that scene, the movie wouldn't have been as long.
She was in the Scream TV series.
Yeah, for the first episode.
Yeah,
is that why you have a gripe with her?
No. I just think I don't know, man. She just like her scenes were just. It seemed like what I don't know. Like what was the point of?
Yeah.
Like, what does she really do besides... And then, like, the misogyny between her and John, where he's like, she gets shot in the boob, and he's like, don't worry, I'll still motorboat you. Like, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you want it sloppy or dry? Like, it's just, like, weird-ass dialogue that's very... Like, it's kind of weird that was, like, greenlit now. You know what I mean? You don't like in retrospect it's just kind of like, yo, and then they fucking kill John first and he's the only black guy, like, okay, you know?
Yeah, I saw that too, dude. I saw that. That's why I said they had a formula. Me and the homie Jose were pointing that shit out too. It was like, hey, unfortunately that was he was the token, dude, and they took him out first.
It worked.
Yeah, that's what he said, dude. Like,
I like when he's like, you want to listen to my mixtape? It's fire, bro.
Yeah, dude. See, it was relatable in that aspect, but I don't know. I get what you're saying. I think they needed to keep that formula though. Like they wanted it to be
like it was like your standard trope of like you know, that formula. So I guess it made sense for that movie.
You know,
for being how meta it was.
I was gonna say you can take that same formula of characters and throw them in a scary movie, like the Marlon Wayans version of it, and it would still make sense. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's why it would be so relatable and so funny. It has that that comedy horror, like very, what's his name, Jordan Peele.
What I want to talk about is like, what was Samara Weaving's goals? Like, we know she wanted the blood of innocent, but like, it goes like probably way more deeper than that, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a very good point, dude.
Because I just watched some explains and stuff, and it's obvious that B has done this before.
Yeah,
it's very obvious like she might possibly be a witch. Because in the movie, she's stabbing the dude in the head. There's a black cat on her arm, tattooed.
Yep.
That's possibilities that and the possibility that also she's like hundreds of years old.
Yep.
Very
well could be.
I was gonna say I had talked to Wes about this kind of off air earlier, or was it yesterday? I can't remember. But I had a theory that she's immortal. She's like a succubus or a siren. Yeah, she can't be killed, and that's what she wished for with the Necronomicon.
Yeah, supposedly the spell that she was doing with the cult she got was gonna do the immortality spell to keep her young, keep her going. That's the only way she could probably keep doing this, and she's been doing it for like a long time.
Yeah, I feel like she's already done that, and this was just like a rejuvenation of what she needed to like revive her more. I feel like she is hundreds of years old because she's so young, she's so fearless, and she has everything. She's so confident. Her eyes.
She even says when she's trying to explain it to Cole, she's like, before any of this. I was weak. I wasn't confident. I was small, and then she's like, now I'm strong, I'm fearless. Yeah. And so, I mean, obviously, like you said, like, Onaris, said just a minute ago that she's done this before. And then I like how Cole's like, oh, so you're going to, after me, you're just going to do it again to somebody else. And then she's just like, yeah.
And honestly, she probably had like a soft spot for Cole, dude.
Yeah, you can tell.
She thought it was cool to play along as the babysitter for a little while.
And she,
I wonder how it was like for her back then. If she is this old, like, was she just doing it in the woods and such shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Did she have to play babysitter? You can't play babysitter back then. No.
Yeah. I want to believe that she's an old witch that needs to have that blood to keep her young, and also she's like almost like an entity that preys on those on the children. At one point she was human, but then she became with wishing for whatever, and she needs all that blood from the innocent and the sacrifice. Yeah, like how the fuck does she have that book? Only witches have books of spells. No muggles have that.
Yeah, I think Anaris is right with the her playing along. I think she had a soft spot for Cole, and she was very impressed with him taking out the cult. And at the end, when he rams her with the muscle car, she knew she wasn't dying, but she played along with him because that was like him. Like, like his step up, like, I'm not a baby anymore. And she played along. And that's why there's the, I don't know if you guys saw the mid-credit,
yes.
Teaser.
Yeah, I did.
Where a fireman walks into the house, the rubble of
she moves
of the house, and she attacks him with I think what looks like a butcher knife. Something like that.
Yeah. Kitchen knife, yeah.
I did the knife Cole was looking for.
So, I mean, obviously, there's something supernatural happened, because how would you, if you watch the slow-mo of the car hitting her, you can see it definitely makes contact with her body, and there's no way
it does.
Somebody's
Maybe
gonna.
It's a part of that spell, or the spells that she's done. She's kind of almost immortal, or she gets some type of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's part of them swan facts.
Maybe. Yeah, but I mean, I think it makes sense that she would not be her real age, because she's supposed to be like 17, 18 in the film. But it would make sense that she had been doing this for some time. I think she even mentions that briefly, that she has been doing it. But going back to them taking the blood of the innocent. If you really think about it, she was going to drug Cole, and because he's curious on what she's going to do when he goes to bed, he doesn't take the alcohol that has the drugs in it, so then he doesn't go to bed, right? But
also,
they weren't going to. It didn't seem like they ever planned to murder him. She was going to extract his blood, and that was it. because I think that she actually cared for him